Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be on medical ankle holsters. I'm a firm believer that if you're going to be carrying a gun, then you should be carrying medical equipment on you. If you're carrying a gun for self-defense, then the possibility of being in a gunfight exists, and if you're going to be in a gunfight, then the possibility of you being hit exists, or a loved one being hit, or a coworker being hit. Even outside of carrying a gun for self-defense and those possibilities existing, whether you're being shot or stabbed, just everyday life, driving down the road, we spend a lot of time in automobiles and driving, and there are way more car accidents than there are shootouts that occur here in the United States. So, big firm believer in carrying medical equipment and having the knowledge on how to use it. Even if you don't know how to use some of the stuff, having it could still be beneficial, because if you're on the roadway, on the interstate, and you bought a trauma kit from some store and you kept it in your trunk, and you get there and really the only thing you know how to use is maybe some gauze and put it in a hole and wrap it up. Well, there could be a nurse who was on their way to work, and you have this bag of stuff, and boom, they pull out a decompression needle, and this person knows how to use it, and then they can go ahead and pop that in and get it working. Or if you've got nasopharyngeal airways or oral airway adjuncts, you might not know how to use that, but the off-duty EMT or paramedic, well, that's a treasure chest for them. They can go straight to work and apply everything they need and fix that person up and keep them alive. So whether you know how to use medical equipment or not, I really firmly believe that you should be having it. Now, medical ankle holsters are a pretty good idea, because unless you wear cargo pants all the time, then where are you going to be able to put this stuff? Cargo pants work great, but if you're wearing blue jeans, dress pants, etc., carrying all this stuff you're going to fill your pockets up really quick, and it's just going to be very noticeable. People will see these big bulges in your pocket, and it's going to be uncomfortable for you. And if it's uncomfortable for you, you're not going to carry it. So a medical ankle holster, I think, is a pretty ingenious idea. Saw these a while back, became interested in them for that aspect of being able to carry stuff when I'm not wearing cargo pants. I've got this Rescue Essentials medical ankle holster. I found this on Amazon for around $25. This particular holster came without anything in it. However, from this company, Rescue Essentials, you can buy a preloaded ankle holster kit. And I want to say that its packing list, it comes with a SWAT T tourniquet, hyphen chest seals, maybe some quick clot, maybe. I can't remember off the top of my head what all came in it, but it was, I think, around $70 that you could buy their fully loaded medical ankle holster, or you could buy the empty one for about $25. This holster here, I don't know the exact material that it's made out of. It's kind of a Cordura-ish type of material, or maybe nylon. It's pretty, I wouldn't say stiff, but it's kind of stiff. You have two open top elastic pouches. You have an elastic pouch with a lid on it, and then you have some PALS webbing right here so that you could attach another pouch to it. Or if you are a fan of the RATS tourniquet, you could just stuff the RATS tourniquet down into the PALS webbing and then be able to pop it on out as you need. In the elastic open top pouches. I've gone ahead and put in a CPR face shield. And it also has a pair of gloves that came in there with it. Sticks down in there pretty good. Of course, putting it in at first, you have to kind of wiggle it in there. But once it's in there, it holds in pretty tight. And then even trying to get it out, you got to put some effort into it. So I feel pretty confident that something of this size that I put down in there is going to stay in there if I go hiking and I keep this thing on my leg, or if I gotta jog or run for a short distance or even a long distance. I'm pretty confident that it's going to stay in there. You could also fit some individual H&H compressed gauzes down in there. The only thing you have to do is kind of work with the excessive packaging there, either by folding it or trying to cut just a little bit more off the side without compromising the seal on it. But it fits down in there, and like I said, all you got to do is just tinker with the packaging some and get it to stay down in there. And you got some compressed gauze that will stay down in there. A TK4 tourniquet, which is about the same size package-wise as this. That fits down in there pretty good. This main pouch, carry a pair of gloves, and forgot the name of this particular product. I got this from Tactical Response Gear Shop. It has a small roll of duct tape in there, has the H&H compressed gauze, got a TK4 tourniquet, gloves. I usually don't open these things up and pull them out because it's kind of like those little tiny keychain medical kits. Once you take it out, it don't ever go back in the right way. Now there's nothing in between there. So it's just the H&H compressed gauze, the TK4 tourniquet, gloves, duct tape, and a decompression needle. And that fits in there pretty nicely. And the elastic top, just stretch over top of it and it goes in there. You could also throw in a large bandage in there. And again, the elastic lid stretches pretty good and we keep it in there. You have some pretty good packing options here between these two open top elastic pouches, this lid pouch, and then your PALS webbing right here to add another pouch or just kind of stuff things down into it. My only gripe, I guess you could say, about this holster is the amount of the hard loop Velcro on there. I'll show my ankle holster for my gun as comparison. Width wise, it has about the same width. It's pretty comparable. Length wise, it looks like, you know, this is shorter, but of course it's elastic, so you can stretch it out and it's about the same length. But you'll notice on the ankle holster itself for the gun, the hard loop is a little bit thinner and you have more of the soft. So you could, you know, depending on how large or small your ankle is, it goes just like that. With this, there's so much Velcro here. My ankle is not that thin. So when I put it on, let's say probably right about in there. I put it on, there's now this much hard loop Velcro that can press against my leg. The first couple days wearing it, the socks that I was wearing were some thicker, taller socks, so I didn't really notice it. Then I wore a pair of thinner, shorter socks, and I noticed that. It became pretty uncomfortable, started rubbing a spot on the back of my leg. So my quick, easy, simple solution would be to go get some scrap soft loop Velcro out of my gear bag that I have and just basically take away all that excess hard loop. And then when I go to wrap it around my leg, I've got a smaller area of hard loop. It's just enough that I need to be able to wrap around my leg. It's basically the only amount that I am going to be able to wrap around my ankle. And then all the hard stuff it's not there anymore. It's just a nice flat surface. It's not digging into my skin. That's my only gripe about this particular product, was this excessive amount of hard loop on the back and it rubbing the back of my ankle. Other than that, I've been wearing this for a few days now, and it's comfortable. It's freed up space in my cargo pocket that I normally keep all this stuff in. So I've noticed that, you know, when I sit in the car, my right leg is where I kept it at. You know, I'm not banging into the middle console of the car too much. It's just a noticeable difference. Wearing this, it's just like strapping one of these on. You know, the first day you're really not even the whole day. Just when you first put it on, you're aware that it's there. After time passes, you know, the first day I wore it in the morning, yeah, I was conscious of the fact that I had something wrapped around my ankle. Towards the end of the day, I didn't really notice it anymore. The last couple of days I've been wearing it, with the exception of wearing the thinner socks and this hard loop rubbing the crap out of me. Other than that, for the last couple of days, it's been about the same as wearing the Glock 26. It's like you just kind of forget a little bit that it's there. It just becomes normal. There are some other companies out there who make medical ankle holsters. I know Galco is one of those. Just looking at the pictures of the Galco product, it seems like it, you know, for the 50-60 bucks that it's priced at, it might be a little bit of a better product, but I can't say that because I haven't had my hands on it and played with it and wore it. North American Rescue, I know, makes a medical ankle holster. I haven't had one in my hand. I couldn't tell you if it's good to go or not. And I want to say there's a couple other companies out there who make similar products, but then again, the same thing. I don't have any experience with them, so I can't say anything to it. But I can tell you that for the last few days that I've been wearing this, this seems to be an okay product, with the exception of this. So if you get this, you need to come up with a plan to cover up this part of the hard loop if you have, you know, a normal larger size ankle. If you've got little chicken legs, then I would imagine that you would probably be able to wrap this thing all the way around and cover up all the hard Velcro. Which this looks like, you know, enough space, but once you start stuffing these little pockets with things, then it starts bulging out the back a little bit, and it starts taking away space. So you can see it looks pretty open right in there, but once you start filling the pockets up, the back end of it bulges out and it doesn't look as open. So you see, bulges in a little bit. So what you saw earlier with a nice wide open cuff is now diminished a little bit. And then you start adding more stuff in there, and it's just kind of like a blood pressure cuff, you know, it just gets to the point where it just constricts in there. If you have any questions or comments about this particular product, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. If you want to send a message, go ahead. If you have any medical training needs, go ahead and hit me up. I do offer medical classes, how to stop bleeding and apply tourniquets and all that good stuff. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.